Welcome, everyone, and welcome to the Arbor Day celebration here for Livingston Park. Unfortunately, it's raining, but it's for the trees, so that's a good thing for the trees that were just planted. We're proud to have you here at the Ronald McDonald House and to be able to partner with the City of Columbus and the Recreation Parks Department and Nationwide Children's Hospital and present Arbor Day. This is a pretty special day for me because I started my career with Recreation and Parks many, many years ago. I think, Craig, what did we decide, 20 years ago? Maybe a little longer, but it's fun to be able to work with friends again and to help present a great program for the city. You are in the Ronald McDonald House, as I said. We are the largest Ronald McDonald House in the world. You may not have known that when you came in this morning, but as you look around, you'll see there are lots and lots of spaces for families to be in. We can house about 122 families per night in this house, and you're all welcome to take a tour after the program and see any part of the house that you'd like to. I want to introduce Brian. He's going to be the MC for the event and get the program going. So thank you. If you have any questions about the house, stop one of the staff, and we'd be happy to take you around. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Dee, thank you so much. And we want to thank you on behalf of Columbus Recreation and Parks Department, the City of Columbus, and everybody. We want to thank Ronald McDonald House for hosting us today. We really do appreciate it. Before we get started, I want to do a couple things. We want to talk about the history of Arbor Day and why we're here, but also I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge not only Dee and her amazing staff has helped us, but on our Columbus Recreation and Parks Commission, Mr. Derek Clay is here. Where's Commissioner? Thank you, Commissioner, for joining us. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. So Arbor Day is special this year because part of the Tree City USA, which is 40 years, which is pretty amazing when you think about how long, and that's consistently that the City of Columbus and our Department of Forestry and all the community has been working together to have that designation. But a lot of people may not be familiar where the history of Arbor Day and where it comes from. So it was actually created by a gentleman named J. Sterling Morton, who moved to Nebraska way back in the 1800s. And when all the pioneers had moved to Nebraska, it was all prairies, and it was a lot of fields. And one of the problems they had out there was, one, they all missed their trees from the east. But it was for practical purposes, because you didn't have trees there for wind protection, so you had soil erosion. You didn't have fuel. The fuel of choice, of course, back then was wood. And you didn't have shade, and you didn't have building materials. So he had started a movement where he wanted to get trees planted more and more. He worked with everybody, and he got the first tree planting holiday that he called Arbor Day. And he finally got everyone to get it set on April 10th of 1872. That time, they had actually done almost an event where they encouraged everyone in the area of Nebraska to participate. And they had prizes offered, and they had plantings, and there were a lot of people that got involved in that. It was officially proclaimed by the state in March of 1874, and that would be observed on April 10th. In 1885, Arbor Day was named a legal holiday, and then they chose April 22nd because that was Mr. Morton's birthday. Now, this continues on to this day, and while normally it's done on the last Friday of this month, a lot of the regions around the country might do it on different times of the year because, of course, when is the best time to plant. So we're celebrating our 40th year as a Tree City USA, and although you aren't able to see them today, we planted 9 just great, healthy trees across there from Livingston Park, a swamp white, a couple cypress, some cherries, a ginkgo, which was pretty cool, golden rain tree, a red oak, and a tulip poplar. These trees not only make a park beautiful, but they serve a great purpose. They bring down temperature, they provide shade, they provide oxygen, and trees are enormously important to us. They also sequester carbon, they filter pollutants in the air, and they add value to not only to the city, but to the community, and they just make it a great living place. So for us, we're excited about Arbor Day, and we're extremely excited that although it rained today, as we were talking to forestry, they said, the irony is that today is actually an ideal day to have trees be planted and to really take root. So that's a little bit of history of Arbor Day. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing Tony Collins, who is the Director of Recreation and Parks, and also our boss. Tony? That's the product.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being out here today. Thanks for bearing with us on the weather, pun intended. I don't get many chances at humor. Come on, bring that one. I want to just say a few thank yous, and on behalf of Mayor Ginther, on behalf of the Recreation and Parks Commission and the staff team, thanks everybody for being here. First and foremost, thank you for Ronald McDonald House and all the team here for hosting us and being here today. Celebrating Arbor Day is important to us because it helps us promote and advocate for all of you, all of our community, to consider how important trees are and participating in planting trees, both here in our parks, but also throughout the community. And Ronald McDonald House, you're a part of that effort, and we appreciate it. We are so proud of the Ronald McDonald House in Columbus, Ohio, and all that you do for our families here and the families that visit. Thank you so much. Thank you to Children's Hospital and our partners at Children's. We have an incredible relationship with Children's Hospital across the city, but specifically at Livingston Park. We do a lot of great work with them to keep the park up for the visitors of the Ronald McDonald House, as well as all of the visitors at Children's Hospital and our residents in Columbus. Livingston Park is one of our 4 historic parks, and we all work together to make sure it continues to thrive and be here for our families. So thank you for Children's Hospital and the Ronald McDonald House. And finally, I'd like to thank our team, our staff team, the Recreation and Parks team. If you guys could all raise your hands up. The forestry crew in specific. Brian mentioned the importance of trees, and we all hear about it from our elementary school days on, about how valuable they are for our lives, for our environment, for the communities we live in. And our forestry crew lives it every day. They work every day making sure our trees are safe. They're making sure that we're investing in trees. While we only planted 9 today, they're symbolic of the thousands of trees we plant every year through our partners and our staff, and making sure that your street trees, your park trees, your other areas and throughout the community have trees that help continue to bless our neighborhoods. And we couldn't do any work without all the passion and effort that they have for their work. So thank you to our forestry team and the work that they do. The last thing I just want to say, and I do want to present a proclamation, and I have an official thank you and a proclamation in celebration of Arbor Day from Mayor Ginther. I won't bore you by reading it all, but it is to remind us of how important it is to continue to invest in trees in our community. We as a city will continue to do that. Mayor Ginther is all on board. Recreation and Parks will do it. But we need your help. We need your help as private partners, as nonprofits, and as community members. We need you to think about, do you have space in your yards? Do you have space at the schools? Do you have space in our buildings and our businesses, and our other areas throughout the community where we can plant trees? Because we can't do it alone as a city. We need everyone. We actually, be honest with you, we have we're not where we want to be when it comes to trees in our community. We'd like to have more planted. We have a lofty goal, and we need your help to get there. So thank you to everyone for being here, and we look forward to having some fun activities this afternoon. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Director. Appreciate that. Now we get, as the Director said, we get to have a little fun. I want to acknowledge a couple of our special guests that, when we're done here, everyone will have a chance to interact with. I want to thank the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Forestry and the U.S. Forest Service, who has gracefully allowed Smokey Bear to join us today. And if you didn't know, Wednesday, I believe, was Smokey Bear's 75th birthday. So happy birthday, Smokey. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And then I saw him snuck in. Obviously, I think took a red eye from Boston last night. We have Stinger from the Blue Jackets singing in the back there. All right. It's all right. We got 4 more games until we go on to the 3rd round, so we'll do that. So before we get started, what we're going to do is have a really special treat for us. Ryan Wilkins, who's actually a part of the leadership team here at the Ronald McDonald House. Not only is he a talented leader and a talented professional, but he's also a professional singer and musician. So what we're going to do is ask him to come on up, sing us a song, and then afterwards we'll invite everybody to join us at some of the different crafts and the tables, and we'll ask Smokey and Stinger to interact. And maybe we can ask Smokey and Stinger to get around the building and go to some of the common spaces and surprise some guests here. How's that sound, everybody? All right, great. So, Ryan, I will give you the stage, sir.
Let's do it. Thank you, Brian. And we are just so excited to have you all here. And I'm going to ask you, please, to join along with me, because this will be real weird if I'm just playing and you're not singing. Okay, so if I'm going to do this, you're going to sing, right? Everybody agree? Okay, everybody know this land is your land? Yeah, all right, so let's do that. I'm going to sing a couple of the verses, and then we can all sing the chorus together, okay? That feels like a good Arbor Day song, doesn't it? Yeah. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. All right, here we go. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. There you go, that was good. Well, I roamed and rambled, I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, while all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. Let's sing that chorus one more time. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. All right, good job, everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like Columbus Recreation and Parks Department needs a theme song. Maybe you could help us write something. I don't know. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that. So now, as mentioned before, let's do some fun activities. So I would invite Stinger and Smokey to join everyone here and check out some of the crafts and activities, and maybe we'll find our way around this amazing building and visit some families. How's that sound, everybody? All right. I want to thank everybody. The Ronald McDonald House. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. Thank you for hosting us today. And then I'd echo what Tony said to our staff and to our forestry team. Thanks so much for everything you do. And we appreciate everyone for coming out today. Thank you.